Hey, Confam, join me today as we look at removing spine rolls and wet cleaning. So I have this Golden Age Donald Duck. From the back here, how much of a spine roll there is. So now we're going to get started on this book here. The main things we're about to use right now is the humidifier and the book. So I'm going to go ahead and cut on the humidifier. I'm also going to go ahead and cut on the press because I want it to heat up. Oh, and one thing I didn't show you with the press is I have the Teflon and then I have a sheet, metal sheet here. And I also got this from the Immaculate Presser. Very nice clean sheet of aluminum to put on the bottom. Found that you really don't need one for the top. I do have an extra one to put on top of the comics, but I didn't find is really necessary. This top plate seems to suffice very well, and since it is a little bit higher end press, it's very smooth, very clean top. I just want to lay that down. It's not even tight or anything. And I'm just going to let that heat up. All right, so we got our... I also have a couple of backing boards cut in half, and I'll show you what we're using those for in a moment. And then 2 more backing boards. I'm letting this heat up. One thing I'm telling you is I'm going to be mainly moving the comic book around the steamer rather than moving the steamer around the comic, because this will produce condensation, and as you tilt that steamer it could drip onto your book, and definitely there's a lot of steam coming out right there. I'm going to find the centerfold of the book. What we're wanting to do is relax that spine, and this process is going to take a little bit of time. Sometimes the hardest is to find the centerfold. All right, here we go. That centerfold is pretty loose there. Looks like it's even detached at the bottom staple. First, I'm going to start with the cover. And you will literally be able to feel it relaxing, and there's no particular length of time that I do this. You kind of start getting a feel for it. I would definitely say practice. Do not start with an expensive book when you're learning this. And you can actually even start to see the book kind of fall. All right, so since this centerfold is loose, I'm kind of hold it from the bottom here. And I'm hitting the spine of every single page. This takes a while. Make sure that you got enough water in your humidifier. Do not overfill your humidifier, it'll spit water out. And I'm going to go page by page. You notice I'm also not wearing gloves. Sometimes with dry cleaning, I will use white gloves, white cotton gloves. When I'm doing this process, the cotton gloves will, of course, absorb liquid and stuff. I got the press at about 150, 160 Fahrenheit. If you're curious of why I'm using a steamer versus humidity chamber, a couple of reasons, and these are particularly my reasons. One is humidity chamber just takes up a large real estate, and I have cats. Second is I just really didn't feel like going through the process of purchasing, like a grate, some pipes, the cloth and stuff you need. And I watched the Immaculate Comics, and he uses this, he uses a steamer quite a bit. And it's also quicker. You can see I can kind of go through a book here, just several minutes compared to a humidity chamber where you have to do it overnight. Looks like we got a little bit of something in there. We can get rid of that. This also heats up the book for you, the steamer. The humidity chamber, of course, is not going to. And one of the things that you really need is for your book to be a little bit warm. It really helps a lot in the process. This book is definitely loosening up, so I'm trying to be real careful. And I mean, it's not weak where it's going to fall apart, like become tissue in your hands, but definitely it's weakening up. But we are just about there. This is the reason why I use a steamer versus humidity chamber. And, your mileage may vary. Definitely, practice, find out what is right for you. Just have a few more pages left here. But you can also see how that spine has weakened there? See how it's laying flatter now? And that's what we're wanting to do first, is flatten the comic book. This is the whole process right now, is just flattening this book. Go open that, be careful, that is really hot. Okay. All right, turn off the steamer. Let's get it back to the centerfold. Oh, and we got a jack. Cats do not help with this process, I found. You need to be careful. So far, no noses have been burned in the process of this. Okay, I'm going to take a, here we go, piece of silicone. And this is pretty hot down here. We're going to take our book. Like I said, it's very nice and relaxed now. Lay it flat. And then we're going to take another piece of our silicone paper here. All right. And let's see. So we're not wanting to do this crazy heavy or anything. And we're not actually going to leave it in there very long. There we go. We're only going to leave it in there. I actually have the timer set for 220 seconds, which is what I usually do my books at. But I'm not going to leave it in there for the whole 220 seconds. Only about a minute is really what we need. And we actually want some of that moisture that we just added to that book to stay in there. One of the things with the pressing process is it, of course, presses, but it works with the heat and actually kind of produces steam, moisturizes the book, get the pages to relax a little bit more, and then it will dissipate that heat. Dissipate that moisture. And I don't want all that moisture to dissipate. Just going to leave it in there, like I said, probably about a minute. Probably pretty close right now. And then we'll see what we do next. We will need all these other things. I've showed all these pieces, and I'm going to use a clip. Let's go ahead and pull the book out. Let's see what it looks like. And if any of y'all have good suggestions on this crazy press here, go it off and the timer and stuff. Look at that. Okay, so this is a very flat book now. Hopefully y'all can see that. Very flat book. We're not worried about cleaning anything or anything yet. So now what we're going to do is I like to work from my back of the book. I have the book laying flat. I'm going to take this and lay it right up against the edges of the staple. And then holding this, I'm kind of slide it out here. Take a couple of pieces of my backing board, lay right there, making sure I'm still on top of those staples. Take my other two pieces of backing board, slide them underneath the book. All right, making sure I'm still aligned. And then I'm going to clip it. All right, so that will hold that. Now, we're going to take this and start folding it over. Looks like I'm a little bit too far. There we go. It could stand to be a little bit moister. All right, so it looks like it is misstapled here some. You can see that. So I'm going to kind of work towards that misstaple a little bit. There we go. All right. Okay. And I just kind of keep shaping it. Looks like I might have a little bit of roll now, starting with the front. I'm going to release a little bit of pressure here. All right, like I said, what the deal is this is misstapled a bit. All right, but we got it pretty much where we want it, considering the misstaple. Okay, so now we'll move it over here to the edge of our press, and all right, I'm just going to hold it. I'm not going to press down hard or anything with this. Now, I'll have to admit, that was a pretty severe spine roll along with a misstaple, which gave me a little bit of trouble. Probably one of the more difficult books I've dealt with before. And it needed to be a little bit more moist. I did run out of water in the steamer, even though it just filled it up, because that takes a long period of time. That book could have used a little bit more moisture with it to be more malleable. But I think we're going to see much better results. Again, we're not going for perfection here. We're just going for better. And I think we're going to see that. All right. Let's see what it looks like. Oh, yeah. So, like I said, we got a misstaple, but spine roll is pretty much gone. So, yeah. Pretty happy with that, considering the misstaple with that book. definitely an improvement. Okay, so now we're going to move towards wet cleaning this book. So be right back. Oh, sorry that was a little bit longer a video. Man, that book gave me some issues, but I think you can see in the before and after pictures that we really improved, if not completely eliminated that spine roll. Hey, if you like this content, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you don't miss part 3. And with that, I'm saying peace, love, and comics. Thank you all. Bye.